Look at me now. All right. Welcome to week numero 3 of CoCreateX and PurposeLab.
Woo!
Boom. All right. So just for anyone just joining us for the first time this week, my name is Matt Cameron. I'm with a company called CoCreateX, and we help people with projects, and we encourage people to say thank you on our website, CoCreateX.com. And my background and passion and skills are in the 3D printing industry. So each week I talk about some 3D printing, interesting stuff and tips and tricks. And I'm here with Ashley Heacock with PurposeLab.
Yeah, so I'm the founder of PurposeLab. I help people discover what their purpose is, their soul's calling, their meaning in life. And I'm also building a supportive community around that.
All right. Well, thank you, Ashley. So last week I got started with 3D printed stuff. So how about this week we kind of follow up from the conversations that we had last week about getting deeper into your 3 wishes.
Great. Sounds good. So let's start with yours. What were your 3 wishes?
Yeah. So last week my 3 wishes were to invent a human enhancement, to experience the best spas in the world, and to have a personal flying device.
So then the follow-up question was, what do those things say about who you are and what you really want? Like, what's beneath those wishes?
So after doing some thinking about, where was like a more core, focus of each one of those things, I kind of got down to like the human enhancement. It's probably more along the lines of, creativity and building things, as well as building useful things for the world and helping humanity as a whole. And then the second one was experience the best spas. And I think this has a lot to do with my inner passion for wellness and enjoyment and health and travel and like cleanliness.
Mm-hmm.
And then my kind of last one, which is the personal flying device, is really probably rooted in my desire for freedom and travel.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. So these are great examples. And now we're going to, for the next homework assignment, we're going to have you think about 3 possible futures. So the current thing you're doing, CoCreateX, and what that looks like, taking into account these 3 things that you really want in your life. How can you integrate that into CoCreateX so that you're actually starting to fulfill your wishes, right? So start to imagine that with what you're currently working on. And then, maybe if that doesn't feel right, then you could do a plan B, and this is for anybody watching. If that doesn't feel right, if you're not going to be able to fulfill what you really need and want in life, then maybe think about a plan B and what would that look like? And how could you integrate those 3 wishes, those deep desires into a plan B? And you could even think of a plan C, which is like a wild card of like really fulfilling your wildest dreams and what that would look like. So I guess the exercise is to just really start to dig into, okay, how can I integrate these into my current life or into some other future version? So
can you give some examples of the kind of the plan Bs with some of your visions and the 3 wishes that you had?
Yeah. So my 3 wishes were first to awaken humanity, so that we can reach our potential and overcome our conditioning and shadows. The second one was to, I wanted to create peace for myself and the world. And the third one was create a unified theory of everything. So kind of the underlying themes in those are 1, trust, trust and truth in what is real, and how we as humans can start to build that trust across boundaries and create a truth that we can all sort of surround ourselves with. And it's not a truth that we have to have faith in. It's a truth that we can all consciously choose. And so those are kind of some of the underlying concepts for me. And so yeah, next week I'll also present on, what am I currently doing with PurposeLab, and is there a way I can integrate those three components more? And then if there's not, maybe what is the plan B, or how can I change PurposeLab in a way that would allow me to integrate those three components into my life more.
I love it. Well, that is some powerful stuff, going very deep. And so this week, and I'm excited to explore that more, and freedom and truth and exploring and cleanliness, my favorite. So really quick, probably do this in a minute. This week, I am presenting a Ultim 9085 3D printed carabiner that was 3D printed in one piece. You can see that it has a kind of a unique bending mechanism that essentially is just the friction between the plastic itself, which creates a tension that allows this to snap kind of back and forth. Now this piece is very, very strong. So like I can't break it if I tried. Essentially just pulling it apart. Well, actually I did just break it. So no, it's still here, in terms of the functionality of being able to, hold something, very functional. So 3D printing is also very incredible because of the materials that allows us to design it. So, or excuse me, print out of. So you can have your design and 3D print it out of a number of different materials. And just to highlight a couple of them, metals are becoming less and less expensive. So we have stainless steel that we can 3D print out of, copper we can print out of, titanium we can 3D print out of, and it really depends on the application. So others, more common like this is Ultim 1010 from a Stratasys printer, very, very strong medical grade, and one of the only food safe materials as well. So this could be put into production lines. So it really depends on the application of what you're printing to decide exactly what material it is. But stiff materials may use a plastic that has carbon fiber embedded within it, or nylon. Also, there are different types of materials for high temperature applications like ceramics, as well as printing with paper, where you stack layers of paper on top of themselves. Biomaterials that could be implanted, food materials like sugar. So when you're designing and thinking about manufacturing your part, it's important to understand what exactly materials are going to be the most useful for your application, whether you need something stiff or very strong or very bendy or conductive or any number of things. So homework assignment this week is think about some materials that would be unique for certain applications that you're designing stuff with, and we will catch up next week. So thanks again.
Bye.